Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise and get straight to what matters.
Glad to be here.
So let's talk innovation. Do you ever think of it as this, I don't know, this rare gift, something only geniuses have?
Yeah, that's a common idea, isn't it? Like it's some kind of magic.
Right. But what if it's actually, well, something really fundamental? As human as discovering fire, something maybe we all have.
That's a much more powerful way to look at it. Something innate, maybe, and more accessible than we usually give ourselves credit for.
I think so too. So today, we're doing a deep dive into what innovation really is. We've got a recent journal article, plus a really fascinating book on the subject to guide us.
Good sources.
And we want to explore, how innovation has changed over time, why it's so critical now with AI everywhere,
Definitely.
and maybe the most important bit, how you, listening right now, can figure out your own unique innovation style.
And how to use that style, right?
Yeah.
For growth, both personally and in your career.
Exactly. Our mission today is kind of to unpack this idea. Innovation isn't just for the lucky few.
No, it's more like a skill you can learn, deeply tied to how our minds actually work, and honestly, essential for figuring out the future.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. The journey of innovation. Because how we see it has changed, like, dramatically.
It really has.
Today, we often link it straight to business success or, modernization.
Right. Economic growth, new tech.
But if you go way back, thousands of years, it was just about survival, pure necessity.
Like fire you mentioned, or the wheel. These weren't about market share.
Definitely not. They were about, well, making it to the next day. And the people who came up with these things, usually anonymous.
Totally unrecognized. And in many ancient cultures, the whole idea of creativity, these breakthrough moments, they didn't even credit humans for them.
Right, like the Greek muses providing inspiration.
Or the Arabic concept of the genie guiding poets, which, interestingly, is where our word genius comes from.
Huh, I didn't know that connection.
Yeah. So these early views framed creativity as this sort of extraordinary, almost divine thing, mostly for art. Not for everyday problems.
But then things really started to shift, the Industrial Revolution that feels like a huge turning point.
Absolute pivotal. Technology started advancing more rapidly, making a visible impact.
So innovation wasn't just this mysterious spark anymore.
Exactly. It started being recognized as something humans do, a capability, and one that was crucial for economic progress, for industry.
And by the 20th century, it wasn't a luxury for businesses. It was essential.
Right. You had to innovate to compete, to thrive. It became a core business attribute.
Which brings us pretty neatly to right now and the elephant in the room, AI.
Artificial intelligence. Its advancement has been incredibly rapid.
And it's displacing human roles. We see it happening. Routine tasks, customer service, admin work.
Even more complex stuff, too. AI chatbots handling inquiries, systems optimizing logistics. The scale and efficiency are undeniable.
Okay, so what's the implication here? If AI can do more and more, what's left for us?
Well, that's the interesting part. It actually makes uniquely human skills more valuable.
Like innovation.
Exactly. Innovation, critical thinking, complex problem solving. These are things AI, at least currently, really struggles to replicate authentically.
So it's not just about jobs disappearing. It's about where human value shifts to.
Precisely. There's this, urgent need now for education and training to pivot.
Away from just memorizing facts.
Yes, less rote learning, more focus on higher order skills, adaptability, creativity, real problem solving. That's how human ingenuity stays relevant, stays driving things forward. It empowers you personally and professionally.
This need for humans and AI to work together, it leads us to this new framework you mentioned from the sources, the Digital Sustainable Growth Model. DSGM.
That's the one. Yeah, the DSGM. It's specifically designed to think about how humans and AI systems can collaborate effectively.
So not humans versus AI.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
It's humans with AI. The core principle is understanding how AI's cognitive strengths.
Like processing massive data sets.
Right, or finding patterns we might miss. How those can complement and boost human cognition, especially in problem solving and, yes, innovation.
How do we integrate them smoothly?
That's the question it tackles, leading to what the model calls interdependent growth.
Interdependent growth, meaning?
Meaning that for innovation to really scale up, our human abilities, creativity, strategy, and AI's capabilities need to evolve together. They support each other. It's synergistic.
So scalable innovation isn't just about better AI, it's about better integration,
Yeah.
better human-AI teamwork.
Exactly. It's how AI amplifies what we can do.
Okay. And there's another layer in this model, the Sustainable Growth Theory, SGT.
Right. Within the DSGM, the SGT suggests thinking about data as like a new kind of energy.
Data as energy.
Yeah, something that's transformed and circulated to drive socioeconomic progress. And its health, its balance, is measured by something called the Growth Sustainability Key Performance Indicator, the GSKPI.
Like a dashboard metric for sustainable innovation.
Sort of, yeah. It helps track if your innovation efforts are viable long-term. The whole model really pushes for continuous improvement, being flexible, mentally, good executive function.
All aimed at staying competitive, but also sustainable as technology races ahead.
Precisely. Aligning progress with long-term viability.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. From these big models down to, well, us. Humans, we have this urge, don't we, to categorize ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. It seems deeply ingrained. Look at history. Ancient social hierarchies, caste systems.
Right up to modern psychology tests trying to label personality types. We love putting things in boxes.
It is interesting, though, how something like the zodiac persists, even without any scientific backing.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, one theory is that it's non-hierarchical. No sign is inherently better than another. Each has perceived strengths, minor flaws. It's kind of non-offensive.
And universally appealing.
Right. It gives a simple way to talk about personality, even if it's not empirically sound. It taps into that human desire for easy explanations of complex behavior.
And that same tendency leads us towards more formal frameworks, like Carl Jung's work.
Exactly. Jung's theories came about during another period of huge change, the Industrial Revolution, so they feel quite relevant now, too.
And he talked about cognitive diversity.
Yes. Jung believed that having a mix of different mental approaches within a group, a community, an organization was absolutely essential for fostering innovation.
He saw that variety as a strength.
Definitely. He noticed people have natural preferences in how they use their minds.
Okay, let's unpack his core ideas. First up, energy. Where do you get yours from?
Right. Interacting with the outside world, people, things, that's extroversion.
Or focusing inward on thoughts, reflections, introversion.
And neither is better, right? Just different ways we recharge and engage.
Okay, next, information gathering. How do you take stuff in?
Do you prefer concrete facts, details, what's real and present right now? That's sensing.
Or are you drawn more to abstract ideas, possibilities, patterns, the big picture, what could be? That's intuition.
Again, both vital ways of seeing the world, just different filters.
And the third one, decision-making. How do you choose?
Based on logic, objective analysis, reasoning, that's thinking.
Or based on personal values, emotions, how decisions impact people, that's feeling.
And Jung's point was that these preferences just show which functions take less mental energy for you. They feel more natural, more comfortable.
Got it. And then the Myers-Briggs type indicator, the MBTI, built on this.
It did. Myers and Briggs added a fourth pair, judging versus perceiving.
Judging being a preference for structure, plans, decisiveness.
Right. And perceiving, leaning towards flexibility, keeping options open, spontaneity.
Now, the sources mention MBTI gives useful insights, especially for teams.
It can be a helpful starting point for understanding preferences.
But it's not strictly scientific, and it's more of a snapshot in time. People can change.
Exactly. It's a tool for self-reflection and team understanding, not a rigid scientific label for life. Useful, but with caveats.
Okay, so let's connect this back to innovation. If innovation is basically problem solving, which we all do,
Right.
then the real question isn't if you're innovative. It's what kind of innovator are you?
Yes. And crucially, how do you share that ability? Because innovation is so often a team effort.
We have this image of the lone genius, right? The single inventor.
The visionary CEO. But the reality, most big successes come from collaboration.
From teams where different people make critical contributions, maybe contributions that aren't always obvious or recognized.
Absolutely. The whole innovation process has multiple stages. You've got gathering data, integrating details, using intuition, making decisions, planning, implementing.
Dealing with failures, getting the idea out there.
And each of those stages can benefit hugely from different mental functions, different cognitive styles.
So a team with that diversity can see more, do more, avoid blind spots.
Precisely. They can achieve much more comprehensive, robust results than just one person relying only on their preferred way of thinking.
And this is where mapping those MBTI preferences onto innovation styles comes in handy. The sources describe 4 key styles.
Yes, based on whether you're primarily stimulated by intuition or facts, and whether your approach is more focused or broad.
Okay, first one, the futuristic dreamer. Who fits here?
These are types like INFJ, INTJ, ENFJ, ENTJ. They tend to have a focused approach, driven by intuition.
So they see the future internally, big picture ideas.
Yeah, they generate these powerful, forward-looking concepts, often quite disruptive. They usually have a clear vision of the end goal right from the start.
Okay. Then the open-minded dreamer.
That includes types like ENFP, ENTP, INFP, INTP. Their approach is broad, also based on intuition.
So they gather ideas from everywhere.
Exactly. They love exploring external knowledge, brainstorming, generating lots of novel possibilities. It's more exploratory, flexible, less about a fixed plan.
Got it. Third type.
The experimental perfectionist. These are types like ISTP, ISFP, ESTP, ESFP. Their approach is broad, but grounded in facts.
The hands-on types.
Very much so. They engage through detailed sensory experience, tinkering, trying things out with factual information. It's about learning by doing. Iteration, practical experiments, great in fast-changing situations.
And the final one, the realistic perfectionist.
Right. Types like ISTJ, ISFJ, ESTJ, ESFJ. Their approach is focused and based on facts.
So they refine and optimize.
Yes, they work with detailed mental images, often building on what's worked before. They focus on concrete details, practical solutions, and really excel at implementing things effectively.
It's really interesting how those styles naturally fit different parts of the innovation process.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Like sensing types are great for really nailing down the problem, keeping things realistic.
While thinking types excel at setting priorities, analyzing options logically.
Feeling types bring in the human element, the values, the customer's perspective during rollout.
Crucial for buy-in and resonance. And the intuitive types. They're the ones pushing the boundaries, seeing possibilities others might miss, stretching the goals.
So bringing these diverse styles together on a team, it makes the whole process faster, more practical, more scalable.
Absolutely. You get a much more holistic view, fewer blind spots, and generally better, more well-rounded innovation. It's about leveraging that cognitive diversity strategically.
Okay, so let's really hammer this home. Everyone is an innovator.
Right. The question isn't if, it's what kind and how you share it.
But just knowing your style isn't enough, right?
Yeah.
What else do you need to actually be creative? What are the prerequisites?
Good question. The sources point to three main things. First, knowledge.
You need to know stuff to be creative.
Well, yeah. Creativity isn't just random ideas. Knowledge provides the raw material and the filter. It lets you shape ideas into something valuable, something actionable.
Does it matter what kind of knowledge?
It needs a balance, really.
Yeah.
Breadth knowing about different areas helps you combine ideas in novel ways, but you also need depth in at least some areas to solve the tricky, intricate problems.
Like too narrow, and you can't connect dots. Too broad and shallow, and you can't build anything solid.
Exactly. It's about that sweet spot. Second prerequisite, creative thinking itself.
What does that involve?
One description I liked from the sources was a stochastic combinatorial process coupled with Darwinian selection.
Okay. Break that down.
Yeah. Basically, we generate lots of ideas, combinatorial, even random or stochastic, then rigorously filter and select the best ones. Darwinian selection.
So idea generation and critical evaluation.
Right. It involves different kinds of intelligence. Synthetic, coming up with the new ideas, analytical, judging them critically, and practical, actually implementing the good ones, making them happen.
And you have to be willing to try things that might not work.
Absolutely. That quote, failing to try is trying to fail, really captures it. It's about iteration and learning.
Okay. Knowledge, creative thinking. What's the third one?
Motivation.
Yeah.
And specifically, intrinsic motivation.
Meaning you do it because you want to, not because you have to.
Precisely. People are generally most creative when they're genuinely interested. Find satisfaction in the task itself. Enjoy the challenge. It connects to that theory Y idea. People are driven by achievement and self-direction.
Rather than theory X, which is all about external rewards and punishments.
Exactly. And things like recognition and feeling appreciated, they fuel that intrinsic drive much more than pressure does.
Okay, so if those are the prerequisites, are there principles we can follow to actually be more creative?
Yes. The sources suggest a kind of ABC of creativity.
ABC. I like it. What's A?
Attempt the impossible.
Sounds daunting.
It means being willing to risk failure, to accept errors, and crucially, to learn from things that don't fully succeed. If a team always hits its targets perfectly, maybe the targets aren't ambitious enough.
So mistakes aren't the end, they're data points.
Right. A chance to learn and try again, but smarter. Okay, B.
B is borrow the unrelated.
Mixing things up.
Exactly. Actively build diverse interdisciplinary teams. So many breakthroughs happen at the intersection of different fields, like that Medici effect idea, combining knowledge from seemingly disconnected areas.
Precisely. Think bioinformatics today. Biology plus computer science, revolutionizing medicine. Very few truly game-changing things come from just one narrow discipline anymore.
Makes sense. Okay, let's see.
Consider the undefended.
Meaning,
Honor ideas based on their actual merit, not just on who suggested them or how much experience they have.
don't dismiss an idea just because it's new or lacks immediate proof.
Right, or just because the expert doesn't like it. Relying only on authority and past experience can lead to predictable, maybe even stagnant results. Keep an open mind.
And the sources also mention Drucker's 7 opportunities for innovation. Things like unexpected events, process needs, demographic shifts.
Yeah, those are great starting points, places to look for problems that need creative solutions. They act as sparks.
So how do we, as individuals, unlock this potential? What if we feel stuck, blocked?
That's common. First step is recognizing your own creativity blocks. What stops you?
Like maybe losing focus easily, or getting bogged down in details, or being too impatient.
Or maybe resisting change. Or overanalyzing until you're paralyzed. Identifying your personal hurdles is key.
And once you know them, what strategies can help?
There are several general ones. Actively listening, truly opening up to different perspectives, even ones that challenge you.
Finding that balance between focusing on the steps, the process, and the final outcome, the product.
Right. And learning to be comfortable with ambiguity, with those gray areas. Not everything needs an instant black and white answer.
Making thoughts visible helps too, right? Like sketching, mind mapping.
Definitely. Getting it out of your head and onto paper or a screen, and maybe counterintuitively building in time for play.
Play.
Yeah, unstructured time, reflection. Sometimes the best ideas pop up when you step away and stop forcing it.
And finally, probably the most powerful one mentioned.
Teaming up, intentionally seeking out people with different cognitive styles, different innovation approaches than your own.
Really embracing that diversity of thought as a strength.
It's huge.
So, wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway from this deep dive?
I think it's that innovation isn't some mystical force. It's fundamental, it's human, it's learnable.
And it's absolutely vital in the world we're living in now, especially with AI becoming so integrated.
Right. It really comes down to understanding yourself, your own cognitive preferences, your innovation style.
And then figuring out how to collaborate effectively with others whose styles complement yours, building on those combined strengths.
And there's a powerful quote from the source material we looked at. It says, essentially, your knowledge of your own innovation style is not sufficient to unleash your innovative potential.
Okay, so knowing yourself isn't enough.
Apparently not. It continues. You also need to be aware of how to share it with the people around you who have a different style than you.
That really lands the point about collaboration. It's not just about your style, but how it interacts with others.
Exactly.
Which leaves us with a final thought, a question for you, our listener. Thinking about your own life, personal or professional, what's one problem, one challenge that you could tackle more creatively today?
How could you approach it differently by understanding your own unique innovation style and then intentionally going out and finding different perspectives, different styles to help you crack it?